Okay. We're recording and it's officially 1 hour PST. So that means we will also officially start our very first hotline support hour. Woo, hi, I'm Diana and I have here with me the beautiful Maria. And we are from Lojo Marketing, and Lojo Marketing is a platinum partner of Growth Genie 360, and we are here to help you maximize the use of the platform. Okay, so that's why we are doing this. We're going to go live every week, every Tuesday, 1 p.m. PST. Let's see how it goes. We have blocked 1 hour, but maybe for this session, we're going to be consuming only 30 minutes. But we wanted to show you how you can maximize the platform. So every week, we're going to tackle a specific business problem and how you can use the system to address that problem. And sometime later, we can also use the hour for live builds. We can always open the Zoom for you to join us, or you can also use the comment section to ask questions. So let's use this hour to be an actual support hour for you guys, so that you'll learn more on how you can maximize and get more from the system from Growth Genie 360. Okay, so without any further ado, we're going to have our first one, and our topic for this week is about leads, lead problem. Actually, not really a lead problem, but a lead follow-up problem. Stop losing your leads within the next or the first 5 minutes. Okay, so think about it, you as a consumer. And Maria would probably relate to this, right? Maria, what's your when you send like an inquiry to a business, how long will you wait for a response
If I'm
if
looking
you
for a
are a consumer?
particular, yeah,
Yeah.
if I'm looking for a particular service, I think the faster that I get a response, the better, you know? So if I'm like open in the market searching for something specific and I'm contacting a bunch of different companies, whoever gets to me fastest is, best.
Yeah, that's our behavior now, and that's how your customer behaves as well. They're not only contacting you, they have their devices and they're probably open to three, four of your competitors. And yeah, it makes sense, that whoever responds to them fast will probably they will move forward to that brand or to that business. Okay, so that's why it's crucial. The first 5 minutes, if they don't get a response, they might move on to your competitor. So that's how important it is. When somebody contacts you, send like fills out a form in your website or probably called your number, what happens? How are they followed up? So in this session, we will be we're actually going to do live builds when we do the support hour. So thanks to Maria, she's going to be demonstrating something to you later on. So yeah, how can you use Growth Genie 360 to build a follow-up system so that if you are not, we're not always in our computer, in our mobile phones, we're not always in our devices. And as a business owner, you're probably busy with something else, or sometimes you are in the field for whatever work you have to do, or probably you have time with your family and you cannot always answer the phone, you cannot always respond. So that's why it's important to have a system that follow up your leads, even though if you are not in front of your device. Okay, so with that, I'm going to be passing on the virtual floor, the virtual microphone to Maria to show us something.
Awesome. Thank you, Diana. Alrighty, my name is Maria, like Diana shared. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Alrighty, can you see my screen?
I can, yeah, I just checked. It's showing up in the live.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Alrighty, so today we're going to talk, like Diana said, about how we can use Scourgeon 360 to follow up with your leads, any missed leads. And the way that we're going to do it is we're going to go to automations. Okay, so this is your launch pad and your dashboard when you first land inside of your Growth 360 account. What you're going to do is look at the left-hand side menu and you're going to go to automations. Alrighty. And then once in automations, we are going to create a new workflow. And it's going to be a very simple workflow. So we're going to create it from scratch. And today I am going to show you a missed phone call automation, but you can do this with anything. If you connect your Facebook or your Instagram or any social media profiles, that can be the trigger. Like you can send out follow-up messages via social media. You can also send out a follow-up email if you have a form on your website and you want to reach out to the client right away. And so I'm going to show you how to do a quick missed call follow-up, okay? So first of all, we're going to name our workflow so that we don't lose it, okay? And this is going to be for missed calls. All right, so first of all, our trigger. As you can see here, we have a lot of different triggers. We have call details, task reminders, etc. Lots of other items that we can use as a trigger. And a trigger basically means that your lead is or somebody is going to do an action. Okay, so if my trigger is to if somebody misses a call and then something happens, then that action is going to be somebody missing a call, right? So if we are talking about like links that we use on our newsletters, then if you have like a trigger link or something like that, that's going to be your trigger, right? Somebody clicking on that link. Specific for this specific scenario, we are going to use our trigger is going to be call details. All right. And call details, that's the name of the trigger. And then the workflow, you can change it to whatever you want. I usually just leave it as is. Okay. And then your call status. First of all, you want to do call direction and then incoming. So whenever a call comes into your phone number that is like directly attached to the Growth Genie 360, okay, that's when the trigger is going to work. And then we're going to do call status. And for missed call, we're going to do busy, canceled, no answer, or voicemail. You don't want to do completed because that means that somebody picked up. Okay, but all of these work just fine. So if you're busy, if they canceled the call, no answer or voicemail, then they'll get a follow-up. Okay, we're going to save our trigger. Alrighty, so next up, we are going to have a little sequence of actions. And then as you can see right here, you can have different triggers. So if I wanted to follow up because they filled out a form, I could also put in another trigger form, submit it, and then fill that out. But we're just gonna do one. You can basically have as many, you just have to make sure that the actions that follow the trigger are what are correct and somebody and that they apply to the situation. So if somebody messages you on Facebook, you can't send them a text because you don't have their phone number. Okay, so our next step is going to be to send your client a text. So you miss a call and the system has that phone number from the person that called you. And the next step is that we're going to send an SMS. Okay. So you can create any template that you'd like, but you can also just write it. So I'm just going to do something simple like, hey there, we missed your call. How can we help you? And then you can say, this is Growth Genie. Or you can do it a little bit more personal. This is Maria from Growth Genie 360. All right. And you can also send like a little attachment, so your logo or something. But if you want to keep it personal, I would just recommend just send your message like this, and you're going to save the action. Okay. After you've done that, we're going to go through a little bit of a process. So you already sent the message, the follow-up message. Hopefully the lead is texting you or calling you again, and then you can pick up and follow up on that lead. Now we're going to go ahead and add a tag. Add a contact tag. And what is the purpose of adding tags? Basically, you want to section your contacts list to make sure that you have. So say that you went to like a show and you got a bunch of contacts from that show and you add a tag that, has the name of the show. That way you can kind of separate into sections. So because this isn't quite a client yet, it's just a lead, we are going to create a tag that tells us, hey, this is a lead. And if you can do like lead something easy, or you can do something a little bit more specific, like missed call lead. So this is a lead that we received from a missed call. Okay, and that way you can separate it. Maybe at the end of the month, you want to make a list of all the leads that you you received from a missed call, and you want to give them another call. So you can just go into the contacts and separate, just get the information on those missed call leads. Alrighty, and then we are going to save. And then the next step would be very beneficial for your salesperson. So if you have a dedicated salesperson, or even if it's just you, the next step would be, and we're actually going to talk about this next week. So we're going to talk about creating opportunity pipelines. But basically, the opportunity pipelines is where your salespeople would live. This is how they keep track of who's a lead and how a lead is moving down the pipeline until they become a customer of yours. Okay, so what we're going to do is opportunity, create or update opportunity. Okay, this is a new lead that came through a missed phone call. So this is going to be a new opportunity for your salesperson to close a sale. What we're going to do is, you would have already created your pipeline. So I have a pipeline right here. I'm gonna go ahead and pick my main leads pipeline. What stage do I want to put them in? So new lead inquiry. Okay, as you can see, we have unable to contact lead, contacted, no show, etc. Okay, so new lead inquiry. And then the opportunity name, we're just going to name the missed call opportunity. You can name it whatever you'd like. And then your source is going to be uh, missed the call, missed a call, or something like that. Okay, we don't have to put anything when it comes to like the opportunity value, but then you can go ahead and put status as open because it's open. You haven't lost it, you haven't won it, it hasn't been abandoned. Okay, and then we can allow duplicate opportunities just in case this person becomes a client again. And then we go ahead and save it. And so now that we've done all of this, so somebody calls you. This is literally going to trigger within less than a minute. The text is going to go out, the tag is going to be added, the opportunity is going to be created inside of the pipeline, all right away, basically, unless you add some type of waiting time. Okay. So the next step would be to do an internal notification. Okay, so send internal notification. What does this mean? This means that we are sending basically a type of text, email, notification, even WhatsApp message to the salesperson or to yourself that tells you, hey, you missed the call. That way you can also call them if you need to follow up eventually. So if they don't reply to your text message, you can also call them, or you can follow up by yourself. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and do for this internal notification. I do want to point out that, like you can do email, so that would be the user inside of the system. The notification is for the phone apps. So we do have, as part of Growth Genie 360, we have a phone app called Lead Connector, which is like having a pocket version of Growth Genie 360 on your phone that you can answer calls, you can text people back, you can look at your contacts, you can even scan business cards from the app. So, assuming that your salesperson or you have those notifications on, it'll send them a notification, just like a little app notification. Okay, and then you can make it like the title, whatever you'd like. You missed a call, and then the message would say, "You missed a call. Oh, oops, you missed a call from this person," and we would put down like contact. Yes, contact, and then we would do their phone number. That way, this is like a placeholder that it will change depending on the number of the person that calls you, right? So that they have that number right there in the notification. Make sure to follow up while the lead is hot. Okay. And again, you can write whatever you would like. You can have it say whatever. You can do a bunch of tags and stuff. You don't have to do okay, redirect page. So what happens is they click on the notification and it'll send them to the contact page automatically, or you can send them to the conversation page. That is like where we keep track of all the contact you've had with this client, or the opportunity page where your pipelines live. Okay, and then to user type, and you can pick all users. So if you have like I don't know, like different salespeople or somebody, like different people that need to be notified, then you can send it to everybody. You can also send it to a particular user. So in this situation, I'm going to go ahead and send it to myself, and that's going to come to me. Or you can also do like a particular assigned user. Okay. And again, you can also do a notification. You can do that. And then you can also do another internal notification where you send them a text message. Okay. So a lot of salespeople will use their personal cell phones to contact leads. So if they're comfortable with that, or if they have an internal office number, you can also, or, like a cell phone, you can send them a text as well. Okay. And then you can send it to a custom number. You can send it to a number that is already attached to like a worker inside of the system, etc. So you can do all that. You can also send an email. You can send them all types of notifications. Okay. Um, Alrighty. So that would be the end of a super simple type of new lead workflow when it comes to a missed call. You can definitely add more complicated steps where you can assign a specific type of a salesperson. A little extra step that I do want to show is the wait. So say you have texted the client right away after they missed the call. You had a salesperson contact them already, and you don't hear anything. You can do a wait, and I don't know, maybe wait 2 days or minutes or whatever. And then we can also play around with the advanced window, which just says like, hey, don't message them if it's after 5 or something like that. And we save that, and then you can do an SMS again. And you can have it say, hey, just following up. Haven't been able to get in touch. Is there anything we can do to help? And then, yeah, from Growth Genie. Alrighty. So you can do that. And that'll be the end of it. You can do that. You can do as many follow-ups as you would like. Lots of things. This is just a very simple workflow that you can do. And then just since we're already here inside of workflows, I do want to show you in the enrollment system, you will get a list of everybody who's ever been enrolled into this workflow. So anybody who's missed a call, that you missed a call, they'll be here. So that way you can follow up and you can see that information later on. And then this also works execution logs when it comes to the wait type of steps that we put into the workflows. It'll kind of show you the process that specific lead goes to goes through the little workflow here, the steps. Okay, and as a final reminder, never forget to put your workflow from draft to publish, because this happens a lot. And it's kind of like hidden up here, so it's a little bit hard to see, but if you don't publish it, it's not going to work, and then you have to save it. Okay. And of course, you can test your workflow, and you can, with your own personal phone number, and see if that it works correctly, like how you want it to work. Alrighty. So that is what I have for the new lead workflow missed calls. Yeah.
Yeah, very helpful. If you have something like that that's set up. So as you can see, it's very simple. It's how many stages? I think 3 or 4 steps, and your lead is taken care of. Your team knows that a lead comes in, whoever is responsible to follow up to that certain team member. And you can also build as many workflows as you want that is dependent on the channel. So Maria mentioned earlier some of the channels. So if your social media is active, then there can be a separate workflow that for leads that are coming in through your social media. When they send you a message, you can configure that there will be an automated message and the process just continues or goes on. Yeah, and very that's for sure that's gonna be a big thing that will help your business, and at the same time improve your booking rate, increase your booking rate. And we want to open time or to also dedicate time for question and answers. And I'm looking at the viewers that we have right now. Thank you to the two people that are joining and watching us. You can always use the comment section if you have any question, or for the others who are probably not with us today and who will be watching the recording. Hello, hello. And if at any point of you watching the recording of this, you have any question, you can use um the comment section, or if you have any growth Genie 360 related question, then you can also use the community. Let's be active in the community. Use that to post your questions, and the support team will always be happy to answer and yeah, to support you. That's the role, to support you in whatever it is that you need to use the system for your business. Okay, so if there's one takeaway that we can leave you, or you can start thinking about specifically to this topic that we covered for today, think about at least if there's one simple thing that you can do, think about where most of your leads are coming from, and then you can start from there. If you have leads most of the time calling you, then build that same workflow that Maria has shown you. You can take a look at the sample or this video to do the steps. You can also reach out to us if you need assistance in building a workflow, or if you have, if most of the time they're sending you message on your social media, then create a workflow for that one.
Yeah,
Okay, so just
and I
yeah, go ahead.
sorry, just really quick, like I just want to say the success, talk about the success that we've had with people having the missed call text,
Yeah.
uh, workflow enabled. Again, like you share at the beginning, sometimes you're at a job site, sometimes you just can't answer right away. And the text just enables immediate contact with your lead. And we've had a lot of clients who have been very excited about that feature, and that has worked wonderfully for them, and they've been able to get sales over text message. So it's a pretty cool tool, and I feel like it's one of those things that you have to enable right away when you
Yeah.
open up your Growth 360 account. This is going to be super helpful.
Yeah, very simple message. Yeah, we missed your call. But there's a message that reaches out to the lead right away. Excuse me. Sorry. Just taking a few minutes. If there's any question that might come up, if it's not, it's okay. You can also give us feedback how we did, because this is the first time that we are doing this. We're always open to feedback. We're also always open to learn. So if there's any feedback that you would want to give us, by all means, just write that. And also, if there's any future topic that you want us to cover, a specific feature, specific item, because we know that Growth Genie 360 is a lot, and we love learning too. If you wanna cover payments, cover calls, the conversation tab, and so on. And speaking of that, for next week, we're going to work on, or to the topic that we will be covering is pipelines, as Maria mentioned earlier. At least teach you how to create simple pipeline, and also very importantly, how to automate moving the leads from the stages of that pipeline. So do watch out for that. Okay, so once again, we're going to do this every Tuesday, except if it's a holiday. If a holiday falls on a Tuesday, Tuesday, 1 p.m. Pacific time. And I think it's gonna be the adjustment of the daylight standard time starting this, is it this Sunday? The adjustment of DST or
Oh, yeah.
yeah, yeah, the
Yeah,
clock
so it'll
change.
be
But anyway, it's
yeah.
still 1 p.m. PST.
Yep.
Okay. Any final words, Maria, that you remember, wanted to
Um,
share?
no, I think I'm all good. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're good. Me too. We're very excited. Thank you so much. And with that, I'm going to end. How do I do that again? Okay, but first,
Bye,
bye everyone. See you again in our next
everyone.
session.